Everything I've loved in this world, and even the curse that fell on me too.
Hello everybody, Infernape Shinjo here. Welcome to another top 7 list. Unfortunately it's not a top 10, but you can see from the title why it isn't a top 10. So, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows have obviously been dubbed in English. 7's hasn't been at the moment that I'm recording this, but besides the voices, they changed the theme songs, and that's what I'm here to rank today. The Yu-Gi-Oh! English dub theme songs. So this is where things get kind of funny, because even though 6 of the shows are the only ones that have been dubbed, there are 7 openings, because Zexal wanted to be the special one and have 2 different English dub openings. And of course, there are a bunch of other ones that haven't been included, such as the other one for the competition for the 5Ds opening, and there's like an unused one for a Funimation dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Obviously, I'm not including those, I'm only including the official ones. And the last bit of note, which is probably obvious, that I'm not going to be playing the music because copyright issues, so you're just going to have to look them up for yourself. But without any further ado, let's get into the list. So taking 7 is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains English dub opening theme. As far as I know, there's not an official name for it, so I'm just calling it the Vrains theme. And it's not bad. It's just the fact that it is literally only sound effects and space themes, and it just sounds like they're trying to take a page from what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Original theme did, where it was basically an instrumental. It's not a bad idea, but it just feels like a generic theme that you could find anywhere. If you would just play that theme and there wouldn't be any context, you could argue that it's not even a Yu-Gi-Oh! Theme. At least the original theme had some lines about dueling in it. This one just feels kind of lazy in my opinion. Number 6 is Can You Feel the Power from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. So, all of these, at some point or another, I really liked. The Arc 5 one I really liked, but the issue that I had longer I thought about it is the song itself is so upbeat, where the Arc 5 series is basically a big war. So just the fact that all of that's going on while this super happy and positive upbeat song is playing in the background just is kind of jarring. Now granted, they do this with a lot of other Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows, but it just feels kind of weird. And at the same time, the lyrics aren't really anything to notice. They're all just kind of generic. At the same time, it was just an issue of, I knew that the Vrains was going to be the last spot, so from here on, it was just a challenge of where do I place everything else. And unfortunately, Arc 5 had to be the next one up. So, like I said, Zexal wanted to have 2 English dub openings, and this 5th spot is reserved for Halfway to Forever, the 2nd English opening. Honestly, I like both of the Zexal openings to an extent, but while I was re-listening to them for this list, I realized that it's just kind of odd. I mean, I like the fact that they made a card based off of this song, but at the same time, there are just some parts in the song where it just takes me out of it. Like, for example, at one point they're saying, "Ready to go, we feel the flow." Like, that's clever wordplay and a nice little reference to Yuma, but it just sounds kind of weird outside of context from the show. And at the same point, whoever sings the song, to me, at that very last line that they sing, when they're trying to hit that high note, it just feels like they're kind of straining in my opinion. But then again, I don't know anything about music, so that might have actually been intended. It just feels like a second rough draft that they needed to retake, but they decided to go with it anyway. Number 4 is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters theme. Now, there are probably going to be a lot of people that hate me for putting it here, but since it's basically halfway through the list, I feel like it's still understandable. So, The Yu-Gi-Oh theme is obviously iconic. It's time to duel, or I should say it's time to duel. But at the same time, the more Yu-Gi-Oh songs come out, the more that this one just feels like an outlier in a sense. Where all the other ones have lyrics and pretty cool beats, this one is just kind of instrumental Egyptian sounds in the background with occasional talking. It isn't necessarily bad because people love this song, but again, stacked up against what the rest of the list is, it just couldn't hold up. Number 3 is Hyperdrive from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I don't think it was obvious at all on this channel that I absolutely love 5Ds. I like to keep stuff like that hidden. Sarcasm obviously noted. It's kind of middle in the road for me. Like, it's definitely a good song, but it's just one of those ones where I don't find myself going back to listening to a lot. Like, the only times I would listen to this song is when I am watching the show. But the more I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it that often outside of watching Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. At the same time, just going off of the lyrics from Hyperdrive, it's basically, hey, this show's about motorcycles, so we're gonna sing a song that makes people like to go fast. It's not really a song where it accentuates the Bond theme that 5Ds had, which is kind of upsetting because I feel like they could have done something better with a theme if they would have stuck with that. Number 2 is Get Your Game On from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Dude, this song is a certified bop. This song is so cool. And even though you could put it in the same camp of Arc 5 where it's a bit of an upbeat song, even though dark stuff happens later on down the line in GX, it's just a really cool song. And especially later on down the line when kind of wicked and twisted stuff happens in GX, all this stuff is going on, and then this theme kicks in. And that just is kind of a nice juxtaposition of the comedic aspects, which is definitely prevalent in GX because they basically turned it into a super comedy show near the end. Dude, this song is really good. I don't think I can understate that. And that means that number 1 is Take a Chance, the first opening from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I don't know what it is. I really like both of the openings of Zexal, like I mentioned before. And as I was listening back on these, I realized that this song was much better than I remembered. It basically outlines Yuma's character where, even though he fails, he still takes chances. Might seem like a bit of a corny song where it's all about take a chance, you never know what'll happen unless you try, but considering that's what Yuma's character is, it just makes sense. And especially how the last line says, take a chance, I'll take a chance in today. And like, that sort of positive encouragement is just really nice and wholesome. And the fact that it's a nice rock beat is really cool. And there's a little drum solo right before the last lines. Chef's kiss. Great. That is my top 7 Yu-Gi-Oh! English dub opening themes. Let me know if I was right or wrong. I can almost guarantee that no one's going to agree with me on this, but that's okay. If you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next video. Momentai.